Hey guys, what's up? Chris here from BeerGeekNation.com. Today we are looking at one of my favorites. Again, another very selfish video from Boulevard Brewing, part of their Smokestack series. This is the Saison-Brett 2016, 8.5% alcohol by volume. You can pick this one up at QualityLiquorStore.com. From what I understand, I believe this is their Tank 7 Saison, which I will say is one of my favorite beers of all time. With this one, they dry hop it and they add Brettanomyces into it, which kind of gives it a funky, farmhousey, horse blankety type of flavor. Really dries the beer out. It's just a perfect example of what Brett can do to a really solid beer, in a good way, obviously. So with that said, let me get into glass so you guys know what smells, taste. Give you the final verdict on the Boulevard Saison-Brett 2016. All right, guys, the aroma. Yeah, wow. You get that massive kind of barnyard quality wet hay, horse blanket, which it's a hard term to describe, but when you smell it, this is what it is. A little bit of fruitiness. I don't know what Brett strain they're using, but you get a little bit of pineapple in there, a little bit of a tropical fruit note, lots of funk. Very awesome smelling stuff. All right, guys, the taste. Cheers. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. Right at the front of the tongue. Big kind of, you get that tropical vibe. Again, more pineapple, peach, a little bit of papaya in there. Middle of the mouth, barnyard funk kind of takes over. That wet hay, horse blanket type of barnyardy funkiness. It's really hard to describe and sounds absolutely terrible, but tastes really good. Really dry finish in the beer. I would expect that. Brett dries beers out really nicely. Almost like a white wine, champagne finish on this one. Middle of the mouth, nice breadiness. That Saison, just character coming through. Bready, a little bit of peppery, a little bit of spiciness. Definitely getting some more of that. They dry hop it, so it's hard to say what's the hops, what's the Brett, kind of giving that fruitiness to it. But in the middle of the mouth, incredibly refreshing. This is one of the most refreshing beers you can get at 8.5%. Just goes down super easy, but it's super complex. A little bit of tartness to it, but it's not a sour by any means. Remember, a Brett beer isn't necessarily a sour beer. They're two very different things. It's just an amazing beer. All right, guys, so the final verdict on the Boulevard Saison-Brett 2016, 8.5%. Again, you can pick this up at QualityLiquorStore.com, guys. I got to give this one an A+. Again, very selfish, self-indulgent review. I've had this beer a bunch of times. I love it more and more every time. It's such an amazingly high-quality base beer, and then what the Brett does to this beer just accentuates it. It just accelerates it to the next level. Funky. You get some fruitiness in there. You get a ton of dryness, like you would expect from a Saison, a Brett Saison nonetheless. It's just a perfect example of what Brett can do to a beer in a very good way. And if you've never had a Brett beer, this is probably the place to start because it's a perfect canvas, a blank canvas for the Brett to shine, and absolutely does that. Amazing stuff. Getting an A for me, A+ for me, excuse me. Remember, folks, life's too short, drinking amazing beers, and if you can, please click on the support Beer Geek Nation right above my shoulder there. Cheers.